And we are ready for our next run, Classic Sonic Game Gear Trilogy Any Percent by Finalflame. Over to you, Finalflame.
Alright. Hi once again, everyone. I am Finalflame. I ran Future Cop LAPD a little bit earlier in the marathon, but now we're up to something better, in my opinion. We're up to my specialty, classic Sonic games. I have got a physical Game Gear. We're going to be doing the run on that. Of note, I am running these on EverDrive just for simplicity and game switching. That being said, I do own all the cartridges. This is going to be run no different as if I was using them. But, you know, want to make it as easy as possible. Timer. Yeah, needs to be reset. And I think the camera's frozen. Yeah, we'll get this started in a moment. Oh boy. Do we need to wait a moment?
No, I just have to...
Y'all could just stare at the bald spot in the back of my head. It's alright. I'm used to it. Look, it wouldn't be a live marathon without tech issues, or any marathon. We'll be going in a moment. Hey, there we go. Now you can actually see me. You can see the Game Gear I am running on. I've come prepared with probably about 45 minutes worth of battery life and 24 AA batteries. We'll see. Y'all know how the Game Gear is. All right. Well, let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so one nice thing about this, you're kind of going to see the evolution of Sonic through the years. This is not the first Sonic game released, but it is the first Sonic game released on the Game Gear. Our main form of movement is just going to be running, as well as rolling off of corners. You're going to see that a lot. This game really isn't broken at all. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing unintended in this game. Okay, maybe slight unintended stuff. Alright, one thing you're going to see me do in this game, you're going to see me go into the signposts as slowly as I can, ideally jumping and just landing in the middle without any horizontal speed. The faster you hit that, it will fly up in the air, it'll keep spinning, it'll take a while to land, and then you carry on to the end level jingle and so on and so forth. But that takes a lot of time. In a regular run of this game, that wouldn't be an issue. This game is typically timed RTA minus TB, which stands for real-time attack minus time bonus. The time where the time bonus is counting down does not count against you. However, in the trilogy that we're running, which I don't even think I mentioned, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and Sonic 3, and oh, nope, sorry, Sonic Chaos. Wrong game system. We time that RTA. There just really isn't a good way to time it because all three of these games are timed slightly differently, and it's a pain. So it just makes sense to do RTA. Oh, didn't want to hit it that fast, because then you have things like that. So I want to slow that down as much as possible. In some stages, I'm going to purposely be skating around the signpost, because we don't want it, we don't want too long of a time countdown. And trust me, you can have it pretty long. You can have over 50 seconds worth. Alright, so one thing about this game, out of all the ones I'm running, this is by far the most dangerous in my opinion. So I do have some safeties routed in, such as some extra lives. Normally I would not get those, but there is no level select in this game. If I game over, it's trouble. Eight hits on the boss. This one's nice compared to the SMS counterpart. On the Master System, you actually have to wait for it to do the thing all the way at the top and then slowly lower itself so you can hit it. In Game Gear, you do not need to do that. So that is our first trio of zones. That was Green Hill Zone, Acts 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to head off to Bridge Zone. Got a bunch of rolling we're going to do. Don't clip through there. Do not want that monitor. That is a lag fest and a half. Oh, Move to the right a little too soon. Let's try that again. You can clip through that if you do a bad bounce. I have done that. Landing on those is horrible because it really lags the game. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Oh, that's all right though. So you saw me hit a monitor there. It has a down arrow. That is a checkpoint. So I'll respawn at that. I do need to break it again, however. Why am I not hitting those ramps? Okay. I think I'm jumping a little too soon. I'm not joking when I say this is the most dangerous game, but I'm getting the hard one out of the way first. Can I please grab that just to reduce lag? Thank you. There we go. That's what that's supposed to look like. And I hit that. And you also saw our first Chaos Emerald. And by our first, I mean one of two we will see. Thanks for the extra life. On Chaos Emeralds in this game, I'm not going to be collecting them. They don't do anything other than gives you more points basically at the end of the run. Alright, everyone's favorite kind of time. It's an auto-scroller. Yeah, 2 minutes of this. One thing you're going to see me do, I might have some wacky movement at times. Let's not do that. And it is kind of deliberate. I do not want to get more than 50 rings, or 50 rings or more, because that will bring me to a bonus stage, and that's just a time waste for us. I am not collecting that bubble shield, even though, you know, it would be nice. It sounds like it would be great. The issue with that is it causes a lot of lag. That's something that happens a lot in these Game Gear games. We want to reduce that as much as we really can. I don't mind getting the 10 ring box, that reduces some. Enjoy the sound effects, enjoy the music. That's fine. I'm not too worried about actually making it up there. I would be climbing up there momentarily anyway. I think the only thing I miss is a checkpoint, maybe? We have an extra life right here. No reason to not grab it. It's not out of the way at all. And yes, I did just teleport up quite a bit. Thank you for noticing. Why that happens there, I don't know. But I'm certainly not complaining. So you guys see me jumping over these rings just to keep that ring count lower. Shouldn't have an issue though. Just about done with this stage. And then on to the fun part of the run. There we go. Out of the corner of my eye, I keep thinking there's somebody sitting next to me. No, it's a shark. Alright, 154. One more safety extra life here. I might grab the one in the following stage as well. This one's super convenient. Just gotta go to the left there. And this boss can be kind of tricky, but also kind of simple. We're just rolling into it. 4 hits on this side and then 4 hits on whichever side he pops up next. He can pop up on the same side, he can pop up like that on the opposite side. But you do want to be careful, you can actually still die, and I'm not quite sure what causes it. So because of that, I actually just jumped into the center just to try and reduce the risk of that. Alright, I wish I was 2/3. 1/3 done with Sonic 1. On to Lag Zone 1. This is one of my worst stages. I'm going to try and do it quick here. At least one attempt at it. But there's so much that can go wrong. Alright. Part 1 done. Got that checkpoint. Ah, it didn't cooperate. Alright. That's right, that's why I grabbed the checkpoint. Told myself I'd give that one attempt. I don't know why sometimes it doesn't work, but basically what I'm trying to do is roll, and the game would actually place me onto that vine, and you could potentially go pretty far, but we're gonna play it a little safe here, because I don't want to blow through all my lives. This game is dangerous. But I'm still happy to get through the bulk of that zone first try. That is one of the harder zones in here. And you know, I call it lag zone. There's a lot of lag. You can miss so many inputs. Just like in Lag Zone Act 2 right here. Always keep a ring on you as I... How did I miss every platform there? Rings do not help against instant deaths. One thing of note about this stage, there's a big difference between the Master System version and the Game Gear version of this. On the Master System version, as you climb the stage, there's a scroll lock at the bottom. The stage will not scroll back down if you die. It's essentially you're hitting a kill plane. Can you please stop rolling, Sonic, when I don't want you to? Fortunately on Game Gear, I think they took pity on the screen size and decided, hey, that would be sadistic, we're not going to do that. You can see all this lag I'm dealing with. It's horrible. Oh, look, a hidden spring. I wonder why that's there. Certainly not to try and kill you. Alright, awesome. Lag Zone Act 2 complete. The climb. Not a good time. Alright, now onto the boss of Lag Zone Act 3. And it might not seem that bad, but this zone also has a bit of lag to it, which can cause issues, particularly at the end. Do not want to hit those balls. Awesome. Not done yet. The true final boss is right about here. All right, we're good. That can eat your inputs. Hello. That can eat your inputs, and you just walk right off that vine, fall all the way, you're dead. Gotta redo it. All right, glad Lag Zone's out of the way. So with that, let's go to Lag Zone Act 4, AKA the water level, because they all gotta have that. Didn't get the jump I wanted, that's okay. So you are gonna actually see some glitches here. And by glitches, I mean a glitch, zips. If you're at all familiar with the Game Gear version, the Genesis version of Sonic 1, which is a completely different game, or any of the Genesis Sonics, you might be familiar with zips, and they do exist in this game. Please. Okay, I guess we're just going slow here, that's okay. We did get an air bubble. Now we wouldn't want to drown. Alright, first zip right here. And the harder zip right here. Didn't get it. Unfortunately, that one is actually difficult to do because you can't just stand still on the platform. You need to be moving to the left. Whoop. Oh no, 4 seconds left. 3 seconds left. Am I going to make it? 2 seconds. Oh no! Longest breath timer in the world. I probably should have gotten an extra life there. If you go a little bit farther left, there's a switch you can hit that will turn that 10 ring box into an extra life. I honestly forgot all about that. I also get an extra life every 50,000 points, so I have one coming pretty soon. Lag Zone Act 5. Will I hit that? Nope. Have another zip in this stage. So I didn't really talk about it much, but one thing about this game, you might notice we don't have things like the spin dash, something you're probably used to. Please go right. From something you're used to from other classic Sonics. That was not introduced on the Game Gear until Sonic Chaos, which will be the third game that we run, and also the shortest. Thank you. Good timing on that. Bad timing on that. That's all right. Do one zip here. That's a decent size one. Oh, the lag. I'm going to wait, because I know it's kind of dangerous coming up. Wait for that, and then let it... I had no rings. I'm not used to doing that with no rings. Where am I? I'm here. Okay. That was me trying to take a damage boost with 0 rings. That doesn't work out too well. Alright, try and take this a little safer. Get the bubble, get the enemy. One thing you don't want to do is get the bubble and then immediately hit the enemy, or you will take damage. There we go, that's what I was trying to do before. I should be good on air. It gets so bad when you get to the top of the water. There we go. Chaos Emerald! We're not getting it. In this game, they're out in the open in either Act 1 or Act 2. In Sonic 2, they're all going to be out in the open in Act 2, and we might actually see a couple of those. Sonic Chaos, you actually have to go into special stages to get them, and we will talk about that later on. But first, Lag Zone Act 6. This is, of course, the boss. I'm going to try and take it a little bit safe. I have 3 lives. I'd like to not lose them all. So I'm not even going to roll off that corner like I should. Good. I'll get 3 hits on this side. It is absolutely possible to do 4 hits on the bottom, 4 hits at the top left. It is very tight to do so and has a high risk of death. And I did not want to try that in this marathon. Unfortunately, I can do it. I'm not that good at it. Alright, that was Lag Zone Act 6. I'd love to say I'm through the hard part of the game, but I'd be lying. I also totally forgot to keep track of my deaths. I'm going to have to look back because I did want to donate based off of that. But first we have Scrap Brain, not Lag Zone. We are free from that for a little bit. And yes, I did just walk over some pits. One thing you're going to see me do, there's going to be a bunch of doors in Scrap Brain. And I am purposely kind of going left and then right into them to try to build up some Try to build up some speed going through the door rather than just holding right into it. Well, at least I got an extra life. There we go, that's how that was supposed to go. This hallway's kind of a pain. Those just electric, whatever you want to call them. They're horrible. Get that switch that opens the door. And we are done with this zone. Stay hydrated, y'all. Alright, Act 2. Nothing too crazy here. Well, actually, yeah, it does get a little bit crazy. You can't run over that pit for whatever reason, even though you could do it in the other stage. I don't know why that is. Right, the start of this act is kind of a pain. I want to ideally avoid taking damage. I also want to try to avoid falling down. Now we need to climb to the top right of this. And then we have a trick that I probably should have done more practice on. Please stand up, thank you. Alright. Will I get this first try? So I'm going to roll down here and I have to be sure to jump at the end. Otherwise you cannot do this trick. I held right a hair too soon. So I'm trying to make it into a hallway. You're not meant to do it this way. You're meant to kind of go down and around, and just a whole complicated path. We don't want to do that. There we go. Second try, I'll take it. And that just saves a good chunk of time. Speaking of saving a good chunk of time, we're about to right up here with something. So that switch just flips which doors open, and I need to go through that other door. So I'm going to take my hopefully only intentional death of the run. I probably should look at my extra lives before doing that. So now we just spawned in here, now we can go left, and this is the direction we need to go. please. There we go. Alright, so Scrap Brain 3 is not actually a boss level. It's a maze. We need to go through it. You don't want to get too lost or you'll end up having to go back earlier on in the maze. Robotnik does make an appearance, but he's kind of afraid of us. He's running. Right, let's count how many times I go the wrong way. I usually do it 3 times. Hey, got that one right. Got that one right. And I think this is the other one. There we go. Inevitably, in those 3 spots, I always end up going the wrong direction and just hitting a wall. You want to jump over that switch, because if you hit it, that door will be blocked off and you think you've gone the wrong way. You'll go back into the maze all the way around. No, you just don't want to hit it, or you want to hit it twice. Hey, Robotnik. Alright, for the next 3 stages, the last 3 stages in Sonic 1, very high for the sensitivity warning, a lot of flashing lights. These stages are nightmares. They're also a continuation of Lag Zone. So we got Lag Zone Act 7 coming up. Another one of my worst stages. Fingers crossed it all goes well. Good start. Alright, good so far. Awesome. That's exactly how I wanted that to go. I did pretty well at the stages I was worried at. That's definitely good. Still not through all the hard stuff. I do get another extra life here, that's good. That'll be the last one we get. Alright, pray to the RNG gods on this stage, because I'm making some blind jumps. Awesome. I shouldn't do this because I'm going to waste time, but I would like some extra lives and, you know, a nice little breather to take some water. So we're going to chill here while I collect my 300,000 points that I can't speed up. I hope you enjoy this obnoxious sound for the next 50 seconds. Shoutouts to whoever had that genius idea. Normally what I would do is I would stand there at the signpost and literally just wait like 15 seconds because that would actually be so much faster RTA. Not faster in the single game run. But the last boss coming up here can be a little bit deadly. I do have backup strats. If all goes well, I'll die pretty quick. I'll get all 12 hits in, or however many it is, right away. And then we'll be off to something I'm much more comfortable with in Sonic 2. This is a game that I've been playing, I think 8, 9 months, something like that, but just don't have that level of familiarity with it that I do the other games. Alright, that was a nice little break. On to the final boss here in Skybase in Sonic 1. I'm going to try and jump into him pretty precisely to get myself stuck inside there like so, but I got knocked out. Okay, I'll take a death and try that again. Sure. I'm gonna need to hop out, I think. I was a hit away from hopping out. Alright. That's right, this is why I grabbed all those lives. Five, 6. Okay, we're just gonna take it a little safe here. Not a word. Imagine getting the end of the run and having to deal with this. There we go. That's how I wanted it to look. So we should be safe from everything. I'm not sure how that still hit me because the boss should have been dead. Alright. Cool. Thanks, Sonic. Thanks, Eggman. 4, 5, 6. Just. Alright, I'll do a 6 hit then. I'm just gonna try and take this safe, get out of it, go play something else. Go play Sonic 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Get me the hell out of this game, please. Alright. Sonic 1 is done. Hallelujah. On to Sonic 2. So this is the first Game Gear Sonic game I learned to speedrun. So I've been doing it for quite a while now. I want to say at least 5 years. Something like that. So I'm much more familiar with this. If you've ever watched me play Sonic before, there's a good chance this is the game you've watched. I ran this on Corona Relief Done Quick back in 2000, also I think a few Hotfix shows, as well as just many other marathons. So you might notice we have some actual speed now, but I'm still not spin dashing. We don't have spin dashes. Still nothing like that we can do. One thing I just did, because you're about to have another obnoxious countdown, after you hit the signpost, you could pause and unpause the game and the timer keeps going. So it just gives you a little more, or a little less of a time bonus countdown. Like I cut off 100,000 points off of that. So that is for y'all, just saying. So I mentioned earlier there are Chaos Emeralds in this game out in the open in Act 2. I'm actually going to collect the one here, even though this isn't best ending or all emeralds. Specifically, I want to collect it because it does give me a continue. And I hope I don't need it, but, you know, for safety purposes, I'd rather have it. Right there. So now I have 3 lives, but I also have a continue. I don't need to worry about pausing on that. So the main reason you would want those extra lives is this boss coming up. If you've ever seen this game, if you've ever played this game, the antlion that we're coming up upon is probably the thing you'd remember most as ruining your childhood, as being sure you never beat this game. And to be fair, it is a difficult boss, but hopefully I will make it look easy. I'm already gonna be on the backup pattern. I need to just shut my mouth. Alright, so it's gonna look like there are balls at random heights and intervals being thrown at me, and to a point there are, but they're not really random. It's based on the time when you get to the boss. So I know if I get here flawlessly, I know exactly what the pattern is. I'm gonna have a different pattern here that I'm not as familiar with. But the way I handle it, I think I'm still okay. You can bounce off of this boss. You can make it look really swag, but I'm not going to be doing that. Shout out to this music haunting my dreams. The biggest difference between this and the SMS version of this game, hi Robotnik, is the boss music. It's kind of unfortunate because I like this one better, but to be honest, the SMS version is a better game. I'll admit it. I play Game Gear because of the nostalgia and the fact that other people don't want to. But if you are at all interested in playing these games, check out the Master System versions. There are slight differences between all of them. Whether or not they're easier or harder, I'll leave it up to you. Unless it comes to Sonic Chaos, because I will point out some of the differences. So if you did beat that antlion, congratulations. You're now in Sky High and you're on to the next boss, which is the hang glider. Oh, please tell me I got it! Yes! That's how you use the hang glider. You don't touch it. For real, if you ever do get stuck in the hang glider, you just need to keep tapping left. I did not know that as a kid. I don't think we even had the game manual that came with it that told you that's what you needed to do. But yeah, that's a nice couple seconds of time save right there. Sky High Act 2, this is the shortest stage. I'm not gonna bother getting the emerald in here. I'm good on continues. The emerald in here right above me there, I jumped way early. That's alright. That, if you do it properly while getting an emerald, it's just as fast as doing the stage normally. Sorry, we're getting 300,000 points here, but I am speeding it up by holding one of the buttons on the Game Gear. But it is dangerous to get, at least the way I do it in the speed run. I'd say it's the hardest emerald. All the other ones are pretty easily accessible as long as you know where they are. Alright, Act 3, don't jump right away. Alright, we've got a multi-phase boss here. Yes, believe it or not. Multi-phase boss. Can you believe it? Can you believe that I missed one of the birds? That's okay. Take this part slightly safe. So it's not obvious what I'm doing here, but as Sonic is bouncing around, if I'm being bounced to the right, I am holding right to get to that side of the screen faster than you would normally. And same for going to the left. And that actually is a significant amount of time saved. That's very important for the final boss of Best Ending if you want to try and go for the stun lock. But we will not be dealing with that today. Aqua Lake Zone. So we are introduced to a new mechanic of bouncing along the water. Oh yeah, and there are loops in this game. Nice little swag there. If I had actually done it perfectly, I would have landed on top of that spring, which is better, but hey, just getting across that pit of spikes you didn't see is very important. Because if you hit that pit, you're going all the way to the left. I forgot about the pause glitch. Alright. Hope y'all love this sound. So you might have noticed Acts 1 and 2, Line 3, they all look the same roughly. Same color palette, same style. Not in this zone. This one is actually going to take us completely underwater. First things first, let's go through that fake floor. I have to be quiet for a moment. I went early. Okay, we're going to the left and grabbing invincibility. On Master System, you have much more screen space and you have a good visual cue on when to hold right there because you want to actually land on that enemy. So on Game Gear, you have to rely on audio, and unfortunately, I miscounted my rings. Invincibility, nice and slow. We kind of don't want that. Oh, wow, I'm actually running out of air. So we have the bubble here. We can control this up, down, left, right to control which direction we're going, or to speed up and slow down. So I'm holding up there because I do want to go fast. You do want to be careful because if you touch a wall or an object, the bubble will pop. And sometimes you don't want that. So right here I'm actually holding down because I need to make it underneath those spikes. And heading up to Lag Highway. I'd count how many inputs get eaten here, but I would lose count very quickly. It really does. Get that enemy out of my way. Fun fact, up here to the top left, there's a 10 ring box. On the Master System version, it is the only instance of speed shoes in the game. For whatever reason, they didn't include speed shoes in Game Gear. First of all, it's useless because of where it is. We're at the end of the level. But also, like, why didn't they include it in Game Gear? No! That's alright, we're going on an adventure. I did mention Lag Highway. I'm going on a very bad adventure. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I don't know what's faster, trying to complete this at this point or dying. Oh my god, this is pure shame right now. Oh my god. You know what? I'm just gonna sit here and wait till I drown. I can't believe I'm doing that. Eventually it'll happen. So what I was trying to do there is jump and go through a false wall. It didn't happen. Oh my god, who was it I told yesterday if I ever have to deal with this, it's just all gone to heck. Welcome to the Trilogy. You know it's gone wrong when that happens. So to explain why I did that, your intended path is to go up there along with a bubble. The issue is there's so many objects trying to pop you out of it, it's just not worth your time. It would take me longer to actually go through that than to do the stage again. Alright, let's try this again. Nope, still just a hair early. And that is unfortunately a very significant time loss, even though it might not look like it. Because you lose all your speed. I was mashing jump there, I promise you. I'm ready for Sonic Chaos. Are we there yet? Oh my gosh. Soon enough. That's alright, we get more of this awesome music. Yes, I thoroughly agree. Yeah, there's a lot of traps in this level, a lot of fake floors, fake walls. Alright, let's try this again. Those springs are a trap in this version, by the way. You just cannot get the momentum you need to utilize them. There we go, and cleared that gap. This is how close to the end we were. Man. Again, this is why I do longish estimates to account for any weird things like that. Alright, time for the boss. What could possibly go wrong there? A little early of a jump. I feel like I'd have to hear it back to back to really make that call. I also try and not hear Aquaplanet for too long. I've done this boss slightly wrong. Okay, we're good. I am not doing this my normal method. Don't ask me what has gone wrong. But you want to be careful. If you stand next to this boss only on Game Gear, it will do what I just call a tail whip and one-shot you. You may have noticed there are no rings in any of the boss stages in both Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. So one hit, you are dead. I'm glad that's behind us. I'm not too happy with what's ahead. So Green Hills 1 and 2 really aren't an issue. We've got some toot-toot Sonic Warrior going on here. Really just a lot of jumping around. I would like to roll from the start of here, please. Thank you. I jumped too early. That's okay. Yeah, if you made it this far, by the way, this is essentially your extra life farm. This and Act 2 both have a decent amount. Oh, not quite enough speed, so I have to go take the lower path. Oh, nice, and I avoided the spikes. But there's at least 4 extra lives in this stage, not including all the rings. For every 100 rings you get, you do get an extra life. We don't do that in this run. We will be getting 100 rings in multiple stages in Sonic Chaos, but not for extra lives. That's something completely different. On to Act 2. Nice. You wanted to jump right off that peak. Held left there to help line some stuff up. That's not how I wanted that to go. I'm getting sniped. Please. I just wanted to take the spring. For all the good it's done me. Okay, we're gonna go see what this bottom route looks like, because I have no idea. There we go. This is the area I'm more familiar with. Right here above us is the Chaos Emerald in that stage. It's really simple to get, but we don't need it. I have 5 lives, plus the 1 continue from the first Chaos Emerald. So the next stage sucks. There's just no way around it. Pretty much anything you're not seeing is a spike pit. So we need to be a little bit careful through this stage. Already a bad start. Great. Took an extra spring that I didn't really want to. Alright, this stage looks dangerous, or this portion, but it's actually simple if you know what to do. You just saw all the ground in the second part of the stage. That was it. And now, first instance of RNG in this game. This boss, you can either get 1 or 2 hits in per cycle. You also don't know... God, I'm getting bad RNG. There's also multiple different movement patterns the boss can do. So far I've gotten some pretty crappy ones. It's another boss that has some difference also between the Game Gear and the Master System. You might have noticed those first 2 cycles where the boss jumped across the top of the screen and then rolled back down. That's only in the Game Gear version. It doesn't do that in the Master System. I have no idea why they did that. I guess they thought the Game Gear screen crunch wasn't challenging enough. Okay. Now I can start to breathe some relaxation. The rest of this entire trilogy run, not easy, not like totally safe, but I wouldn't call it dangerous. Despite how many bombs I end up hitting in this stage. So I'm going to go right here on the slight detour to grab this invincibility, and that's going to save us from doing approximately half of this stage, and that's not an exaggeration. You're meant to kind of make an X through this stage, go down to the bottom right. No, oh, this is bad. Go down to the bottom right and then climb up and go back down to the bottom left. We're all right. To take a minecart through this portion, but with invincibility, it's a joke. You can do that without, thanks for the ring. You could actually do that without invincibility. It's a very tight timer, and you're only saving 1 or 2 seconds. To me, it's just not worth it. Unless you're going for world record, in which case, good luck, and let me know, because I want to watch. I do not have world record in this. I do have world record in multiple categories in Sonic Chaos, which will be after this. Me and bombs, we just have a connection in this game. Good, okay. Nice, I actually skipped a lot of those bombs. Awesome. So we had our auto-scroller in Sonic 1 with Bridge Zone 2. This stage coming up is the closest thing you'll have to an auto-scroller for the rest of the run. It's not an actual auto-scroller, but it's kind of close.
Auto-scroller is my Sonic game?
I know, right? What were they thinking? Yeah, right now we're on Sonic 2. Chaos is next. Alright, so this platform right here is going to follow us through the rest of the stage to get to the boss. We cannot let it too far out of our sights, so we're mostly going to stay on it the rest of the time, but you kind of don't want to right here, because you will die. It tries to murder you. What is this? Unfortunately, just nothing you can do to skip this part. No invincibility, no rings. And we have the Mecha Boar. All the bosses in this game in the first 5 stages are mecha animals of some sort. And then the 6th boss, which will be the last one of any percent, which is what we're doing, is Silver Sonic. And the true final boss, which we certainly will not be seeing, is, surprise, Robotnik. I know nobody saw that coming. Okay. Oh, nope, I didn't get the hit in. That's okay. There we go. I'd play that boss a little bit safe because I don't want to have to go through that whole stage again. Fun fact, you can easily jump on top of that capsule and just chill up there for a bit, but the stage won't actually progress through the end, so you do need to get off it eventually. The last zone of Sonic 2. Great music zone. Also, Tube Zone. You'll notice tubes are a recurring theme in Game Gear Sonic games. The devs love their tubes. Yeah, there's some truth in that. So we're going to roll quickly uphill, because that makes sense. I gotta go for a trick coming up that, for whatever reason, only sometimes works on the Game Gear, but always works on Master System. Don't ask me why, I haven't figured it out yet. So I'm gonna hold left coming out of this pipe to land in that long set of spikes. And this, there we go. The platform forced itself to respawn to the left. That is a decent time save, and I wish I knew why sometimes it didn't work. One last maze portion. Sonic games in general don't like me. Alright. 2 stages left to go. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, fortunately, the end of this game is actually fairly simple. I say that as I'm coming to the hardest part in this stage, but it's not complex, it's just more so like... I know those aren't words I've spoken at all this run. So I'm taking the top route here. That'll give us an extra life. That's not why I'm taking it. But nonetheless, you get an extra life. Now a little bit of trickery coming up. This platform is going to catch us. So I need to make sure it's in position to do so. So I'm going to go around that loop. One time. So it's here to pick us up. Please give me a jump. Thank you. The game loves the eat inputs there, and then you're stuck in a spike pit and you're dead. Alright. One more stage in this game. And that is the final boss stage, which honestly, the antlion from Underground Zone is harder than this boss. I might regret those words because the last time I spoke those the other day, I died. But that was also me being stupid. Which I totally haven't done the entire rest of this run. Good. Nice little clip onto that platform early. And pretty soon we're going to have some real Sonic speed. So the reason why I say this boss isn't that dangerous, as long as you're not standing there... Oh, he juked me. I did it again! It's the same thing I did the other day! I just ran right into him. Oh my gosh, I deserve that. I'm not looking forward to going through the VOD later. Please don't. Delete all clips of my runs today. Yeah, like if you jump into him or roll into him, you are perfectly fine. He'll be in a ball multiple times and we'll just bounce right off each other. And that's what I was expecting to have happen here. Like so. So you don't hurt him like that. I don't know, but what is this pattern? That was really good. That was 6 hits. By the way, the first 3 bosses of this game take 6 hits, and then the others all take 8 hits. Except for the final boss, it takes 9 hits, I believe. Alright, that is Sonic 2 done. Alright, on to the last game. Hallelujah. 03 Sonic Chaos. So this game introduces Tails as a playable character. You may notice Tails is actually in Sonic 2, but not as playable at all. Basically, we're playing as Sonic, and we've got some real movement now. We've got Spin Dash. We've got Heal Out. We're gonna go fast. So these stages are all going to go by pretty quickly. I will do my best to explain everything. So first thing to explain is the signposts. I'm gonna be quiet for a moment. So what I am trying to do every time I hit a signpost, when the speed bonus ends, the game forces Sonic to the right side of the screen. You don't want to be doing that from a walking animation or being stopped, or it takes quite a while. I hate this stage. We've got speed shoes, we've got, yes, no invincibility. Invincibility is the worst in this game. I never won it except for one stage. More on that later. You also have rocket shoes. So what you'll see me doing at these signposts is kind of counting in my head. Bonk the screen, that's okay. The worst thing that can happen is you're all the way on the left side of the screen and you haven't released your peel out. And then you just have the longest walk of shame you've ever seen. So I'm trying to time that to have at least some rightward momentum. On to the first boss. Gonna line myself here and jump at a certain point to get behind it. Get 5 quick hits, do some weird little movement there. You're gonna see a lot of things like that after the bosses, where I might just do some random looking movements. They are not random. I'm doing all that to try and time that peel out. And if I feel like I have to abort it, you might see me just run to the right side of the screen. Okay, Gigapolis. Move it off like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna take the lower route. You could take one of 2 different routes here. They both have pros and cons. Oh, that's a death. I believe that is correct. I don't play the Master System version, but I recall someone saying that. So I did too big of a jump there and it actually clipped me on the wall, and the game fortunately killed me. I say fortunately because otherwise you would be stuck there in a soft lock. That is the dangerous part of the bottom route. There we go. We want to do just a small jump. And then we're here at the end of the stage. Okay, you can see how these stages go much quicker. In large part, I think, because you actually have good movement. We have Sonic speed. You also have plenty of continues. Right now I just have one, or rather, contis, because I can't fit the full word continue on the screen. It's almost like it's a tiny screen. I brought 24 AA's. We should be okay. Notice I don't even have this plugged into the AC adapter. No, on an unmodded Game Gear, battery life is unfortunately very short, and I think that was one of the biggest downfalls to its sales against the Game Boy, even though it did have a full color screen, which looked pretty good for the time. Why was I facing left? So there's 3 tubes here that'll get you to the boss. You want to use the top one, because the boss will actually take less hits. I know this is a little weird, please don't die. Okay, good. That is the hardest one of the time. I knew I should have jumped a little bit higher. But at least I was on the right side of the screen. Again, that's a totally fine backup. It is a minor time loss, but so much better than being stuck elsewhere. Alright, 1/3 through Sonic Chaos on the Sleeping Egg Zone. Let's hope I don't die in this stage. No guarantees. Looks good. Whoa! Looks bad! Now that stage, it happens there. I went to hit Rocket Shoes and unfortunately just missed it. Please? Okay. We gotta take this to the top of the level. This stage has a very different route in the Master System version. There's a couple of stages like that where just the whole level layout's different. So one thing I mentioned earlier, I think in Sonic 2, is getting 100 rings. In this game, what that does is it will teleport you to a special stage that contains a Chaos Emerald. Something else it does is it will end, essentially, your current stage. And we're going to utilize that. We're going to do that 4 times in different stages by getting 100 rings, because it's faster, but we're not actually going to get the Chaos Emeralds. So this is teleport number 1. And I'm just going to hold right. You're meant to take those Rocket Shoes all the way to the end of the Chaos Emerald, but we're not going to do that. That has ended Sleeping Egg to, what is it with the game, or the Sonic devs' obsession with eggs? Seriously, did they not eat enough at breakfast? Oh. So I did mention earlier, there are some differences between the games. The biggest one in Chaos is actually the bosses. Some of them are easier on, oh, I'm going to die probably. Yeah, let me just take that death. Some of them are easier on the Game Gear, even though I just did a very poor job of demonstrating that, than the Master System. Some of them are much harder. So the difference in this boss, I was supposed to do another jump. The difference in this boss, you're actually going to see me jump on the top of him, slightly tap left, and I'm golden. As long as I don't jump early and jump into the boss. If I didn't tap left right here, which you can't really see until just there, I would actually get killed by the boss. Now, on Master System, the boss isn't right up against the edge of the screen, and you cannot do that strat. The Gigapolis boss, I'd say, is also easier on Game Gear, but the next couple are much, much harder on Game Gear. There is a trade-off. On to Mecha Green Hill. Not just Green Hill or Green Hills, it's Mecha Green Hill. This is a very short and quick stage. I did a little left right there so I could roll straight into the Rocket Boots, Rocket Shoes, Rocket, whatever you'd like to call it. Well, you'll hear more of it shortly. Good. Zone Act 2 is a little more dangerous. Still not terrible. Act 3 is a pain. The boss for this is horrible. But it's free on Master System. Go figure. Oh, I do want to stop here so I can jump over that. Take the spring all the way to the end of the stage. Yeah, these stages all nice and short and quick. I regret finding a strat on this next stage to save 2 seconds because it's a pain in the butt. And a very high chance of death, so fingers crossed. Normally you would climb up that platform I just passed. I wanted to land on that spring. I came up short, and I think I'm going to use a continue here. I don't even know what button to hit to use a continue. That tells you how off the rails this has become. Oops, go out, please. No, okay. That is harder than it looks. So one thing about the thing I was just rolling on is I do a pain in the butt boss. If you have no horizontal momentum, you will fall through and die. So you need to be landing on that ground, the Lego looking thing, with some momentum. You can't just stand on it. This boss you can't just hold right on. Why? I don't know. Nice, got the peel out. I don't usually get that. I'm glad that's behind me. Unfortunately, we're not in the clear yet. Now we have the needed water zone in every Sonic game. Aqua Planet, both of these next 2 stages I'm going to go to try and get 100 rings and hopefully do so with minimal issues. Why yes, I did just go through a ring and not collect it. Glad you noticed. Awesome. That's the hard part of the stage done. We're not done. As you can see, there's a spring somewhere, yes? No, okay, well, forget everything I said. We're taking the long way. Oh, this takes a while, unfortunately. I was just short of getting out of the stage. This is so off the rails at this point. But we're almost done. We have 5 stages left to go. And I haven't even had to change the batteries yet. Can you believe it? Intentional bonk right there to line me up with that spring. There's 60 of our rings. And there's the rest of them. Alright, so the next stage is the boss stage. I mentioned briefly earlier on I did not want that invincibility box I passed over because it causes so much lag. This is the one instance of me intentionally taking it, not because I want it, but because it's in the way. So it's kind of hidden here where I need to go. And I'm going this path because I need these rings for this boss. I need to time this. Phase 1. And then fingers crossed I get what I want for phase 2 because I want to get trapped between the edge of the screen and the boss while hitting him continuously like that. That is free on SMS and not even close on Game Gear. That's awesome. That is a huge time save. I'm happy to have gotten that very quickly. Usually I don't even get that. 3 stages to go. And the devs are still hungry. It's another egg stage, and because it's a Game Gear Sonic game, it's got more tubes. So I am once more going to gather 100 rings in this stage. I'm not actually sure if it's quicker or not. It's about the same time as getting out of the stage normally, but I've gotten so used to this route now from Best Ending. So we're doing that, and hopefully not having issues. Good. And this last box you hit from the side, that we just fall into the rings and get teleported rather than bouncing back up. We're almost there. Just gotta do a jump at the beginning of this next stage and press right at a certain time. You don't want to get sucked up into that. You want this to happen. Please jump. Okay. Oh, go right. and the rest of the stage is free. And that leaves the final stage and the final boss. The stage itself has a trick I'm going to be going for that saves 5-ish seconds. Oh, I can't believe that happened. That's a thing that can happen where the signpost is backwards. It never happens to me. Never. I was not prepared. So I'm going to try and do, coming out of a tube, a quick left to right to get into the boss hallway faster. Like that. All right, 16-ish hits. I need to stay on the left side of the boss here. The reason being is he will be shooting projectiles like so, but if I'm on the right half, they will go at a diagonal angle and bounce around the room and kill me. I do not have rings. So after this, we're going to have one hit. Whether I had rings or didn't, it's a one-hit kill for me. Fingers crossed, time is hopefully coming up. Oh, okay, this is gone to heck and back. Bad timing. I did a short jump when I meant to do a big one for timing. Imagine being on world record pace and losing it to that. No. Alright, let's try that again. Again, standing on the left side. And then over here, once I'm in position, you can just freely bounce. Let's go for that last hit again. Okay. Yeah, once you lose it, there's not much you can do. I'm just gonna blame being on an unfamiliar TV. And that actually, to a point, is an issue because I'm used to timing it when Robotnik goes off the screen. But you know, every TV is a little bit different. At least I'm getting that every time now. That's really good. That does add up. Alright, Robotnik, now cooperate and please die. There we go. So get ready on time. It'll be when he touches the platform. And time. Just a little bit over. That was a showcase of what can go wrong when you speedrun. And the game's gonna tell me to try again because I kinda skipped the Chaos Emeralds. But thank you everybody for watching. I really enjoy running these games. I'm glad I finally got to run it on an actual Game Gear. Thank you very much for taking this game. This is the first time I've actually gotten to do a marathon run of this on a physical Game Gear. I'm really happy to have been able to do that. I really enjoy the 8-bit Sonics. I know they're not that popular. They're very underrepresented, but I strongly recommend anybody, maybe you have a bit of nostalgia, or just want to try something different, give it a try, whether it be the Game Gear versions, whether it be the Master System versions. There is a pretty decent community overall for them. And if you don't like these Sonic games, you know, there's 9 others to choose from. And of note on that, if you have Sonic Origins, they're all going to be available in a future update. June, July, one of those months. So if you can play it on newer consoles as well. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you once again, everybody, for staying tuned, for enjoying. And off to all y'all now.